So the next news article was about, I don't know if you followed this announcer from Activision. So they're laying off 800 employees.
Yeah.
So I just kind of wanted to dig into this a little bit because it's related to a conference call where they kind of, this seems to be the norm too, where even though they've reported like a record year, they still end up letting go of a lot of people. And so it's just kind of hard for me to understand, but I think a lot of people are just, not figuring out the financials of it. But
well, unfortunately, it's a bit of, are you aware of the sausage theory?
No, lay it on me.
Which is where if you love something, don't find out how it gets made.
Gotcha. As far as just the video game industry in general, or like behind the scenes?
Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
there's a lot of bad stuff. I mean, there's a ton of studios that they hire up before. I mean, a majority of studios that will hire up before they start making the game. They make the game and they lay off most of the staff.
Gotcha.
It's pretty well always been like this, and it really sucks.
But now 800 people seems like
it's a lot.
Right. I was reading it was like 20% across the board or something. So I did pull up GameSpot's article. This is by Timur Hussein again. So just going into detail. So Activision Blizzard, the company behind Call of Duty, Overwatch, Candy Crush, has announced significant layoffs. Yeah, I guess that's under their belt too.
Damn.
Employees were notified of the cuts on Tuesday to coincide with the release of the company's annual earnings report, which saw it post its best results ever. Despite this strong performance, hundreds of people across Activision, Blizzard, and mobile game company King will be impacted by the layoffs. So they're working on... I just wanted to get this right. So Call of Duty, Candy Crush, Overwatch, Warcraft, Hearthstone, and Diablo in aggregate will increase approximately 20% over the course of 2019. So they're kind of shifting gears towards these properties, because that's their cash cow, really. So it's interesting for them to lay off so many people, but still experience such a huge year. It's a bummer.
Yeah,
but it kind of ties into my next thing. So it's related to Bungie, and Bungie severing ties or finally getting out of their deal with Activision.
And they said they got a new thing coming out on, is it the 6th?
Bungie?
Yeah, I think 6th or the 9th or some sort of variant of 3, multiple of 3. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay.
I just saw something about that just now. So this was kind of their first DLC or whatever without
the influence or whatever they're kind of making them do.
So
gotcha.
I'm nervous for them because they kind of gotta prove that this is Bungie, and whatever they release here, this is Bungie.
Yeah. So I did pull up. So this is a Destructoid article. This is by Chris Carter. So April 9th. Yeah. So Bungie is planning a big quality of life update for Destiny 2, April 9th. That goes into more detail here. But So what was interesting with that conference call was kind of for their investors explaining why they severed the ties with Destiny and how it's kind of going that direction, but how they weren't really satisfied with the performance of Destiny 2. I feel like
I don't think anyone was.
Well, as far as like its financial performance, maybe not the quality of the game. I mean, I dug it. I had fun with it, but I don't know. Maybe these companies just dump millions and millions of dollars into these projects. Is there a way to scale that back and not have to risk so much money involved?
Not if you want your games to look pretty.
Gotcha. But then you mentioned, I think it was Destiny 2 with the tools they were using as far as on the
that was Destiny
side.
1.
Destiny 1. Okay.
Yeah, Destiny 1 had garbage tools.
No, they actually made that deal from the get go. Yeah, that was part of the deal. I think from the get go.
No, I don't think it was.
No. I can pull it up, but so. Yeah, it just seems interesting to me that. So yeah, I actually have the same GameSpot article up. When Activision, Blizzard, and Bungie originally signed their 10-year publishing deal for Destiny back in 2010, one key component of the agreement was that Bungie would get to retain ownership of the Destiny IP. By comparison, Activision Blizzard owns the IP for its other major franchises such as Call of Duty, World of Warcraft. There are a number of benefits to owning an IP. So yeah, as far as them kind of seeing down the line, they're not even going to be able to, as far as Activision goes, own this thing they're investing money into. So they might as well just sever ties and let Destiny take the reins.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they clearly threw a bunch of money at it, and they're not making that money. I hope Bungie sticks around for a little bit. I think I mean, the other thing that too about Bungie is like it's not necessarily the same Bungie as it was when they stopped making Halo.
Just with the cycling through of different personnel and
Yeah,
stuff?
like it's not the same employees
Gotcha.
necessarily as it was. Now there are definitely some veterans in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just sort of weird now.
Do you foresee them doing another, the next iteration, or just like a new project as far as like
Next iteration of Destiny?
Yeah. It would seem weird to build that base and then not provide a Destiny 3.
I bet it's another Destiny. I don't think they're big enough to do 2 games at the same time.
Gotcha. Especially with a game like Destiny, you don't want to juggle that with 2 different,
right?
Or split your team into 2 for that one.
Yeah, that's just too much. They're not they're not Hello Games. We can't be
right. Yeah, they need a smaller team. Jeez.
Goodness.
Is free to play off the table?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think that in their heads is a possible model.
Gotcha.
And I don't even think it would work that well with the game. Like I've never seen a skin in that game that I'm like, I need this. I would put money on this. It's
gotcha.
I don't know what is the thing in that game I would pay for.
There's a game that's similar in my mind.
Warframe?
That is, Warframe. Mm-hmm. As far as like I don't know if they started. I want to say they didn't start free to play, but they changed their model maybe through development or after its release.
That may be right.
But they kind of are in the same boat where it's a single player experience. I think there's online. I've never played it. There's multiplayer elements.
Oh yeah, it's multiplayer.
But you can still kind of just they've made a model where people want to dump money into it, and it's been successful over time.
Yeah. Well, and it had what people were kind of hoping. People were hoping that I was for sure that it was kind of Anthem was going to adopt the Warframe model, where like you keep coming out with these cool new, frames or mechs or whatever, and you can try those out and run through the story in those and level them all up and then try them out, because Warframe just has tons and tons and tons of these really cool frames that play way different than each other. Like,
gotcha.
It's interesting
to go back and play it again.
And the community absolutely adores that game, and they support that community 210%. Like, it's a really neat community.
There's a great No Clip documentary. I don't know if you've seen that, but
probably not.
It's awesome. So I didn't know much about Warframe, but No Clip did a documentary on Warframe. Got to talk to developers and go into detail, but they kind of. Just talk about the history, the beginning point, and just like them experiencing all the different hiccups and then changing. But they talk about the community within the Warframe 2 and how it was just vital to them sticking around. But I'll send you a link. Check it out. It's really good.
You know what I think it was? Warframe. I don't think it was free to play to start. I think it was just not fast when it started.
Okay.
Because like now it's like a bajillion miles an hour, cartwheeling, flipping, wall running down hallways.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's how it was when it started.
No, and I think they go into detail on this documentary too, them changing or adding the different abilities. I think there was just somebody playing the game who was playing with one character's ability to like roll around and move around and just to traverse faster. Yeah. And they decided to kind of explore that. Yeah. But it's really good. It's really good. All their stuff is awesome. But yeah, I'll send you that.